When you're discussing with someone, you want to make sure that you have all the facts. But it's also important that you have the proper information that you can have brought along with an emotional attachment. It is very important when doing so to ensure that you begin with the emotional reasons and then back it up with the rational reasons. This way, you ask someone to take action immediately, but you reassure them that they're making the proper choices by attaching to that the information they'll need to show that in the long run, it's a rational decision. Now, the mind is an emotional tapestry, and the best way to begin that is by using word pictures. Now, in addition to painting these word pictures, you can also paint pictures with your gestures. The way you deal with your hands, the way you sweep your arms, the way you point, nod, or otherwise engage in communication can have a lasting effect on the viewer. Gestures can be minute or they can be broad and expansive. Gestures can be part of any discussion that you bring, and it is something that incorporates an action along with words, tone, and body language messages. Now, actions are great because they allow people to stay in touch with you. It allows them to follow your points. It allows them to make that connection with you during your talk. Also, since our mind holds information in pictures, these sweeping gestures that you make as you connect with points of your argument or reasons why people should make changes, or as clear connections as to why the decisions you're asking people to make are good ones as part of your presentation, these gestures will connect an action, an emotion, along with the points. So your mind will have even more to make these connections with, making it very clear and aiding and assisting in people to remember your materials and why it's important. There may be times in the past when you have been told to keep your hands down and not to talk with your hands, not to communicate with your hands, but in point of fact, that is incorrect. A better way to say might be, don't use your hands or your gestures wastefully. Make them mean something. Have a point to such a thing so that it is not just a wasted gesture. Repetitive hand gestures are not helpful. They are annoying. They put little or no connection with the words that are coming out of your mouth. They are just tacked on or added on for the use of the presenter. Instead, if you're going to use your hands while you're discussing, make sure that each gesture comes with a specific word. That will make you more interesting, more reliable, and more rememberable, and the material will trigger people's memories later if they see that one gesture, or they may think of the gesture when they think of the word. Using the proper gestures at the proper time will give your presentation more polish, more clarity, and help keep people attracted and in line with your work. To apply this knowledge today, when thinking about the presentations that you will make sure that you include the words that can be used with those gestures. So, add numbers, directions, steps, locations, or words and phrases specifically met so that you will have gestures that are appropriate. Or, if there are words that you use often, make sure that those certain words have go-to gestures. I hope you've enjoyed this podcast. Make sure to include comments below if that's what you'd like. And although this is an unlisted video, feel free to go ahead and share this with like-minded individuals. And don't forget to just absolutely destroy that like button, blow it up.
Katie!